The camera that looked away. On the night of March 14, 2009, a CCTV camera on Thornaby Road did something it had never done before. It moved. Not by wind, not by accident. Someone turned it exactly 70 degrees to the left. 4 minutes later, a man was attacked in the spot the camera had watched for 3 years. The camera saw nothing.
Thornaby Road isn't special. Terraced houses, a corner shop that closes at 9, street lamps that flicker when it rains. The camera was installed in 2006 after a series of car break-ins, mounted outside number 47, a standard dome camera. Angled to cover the junction with Leven Street, the kind of camera councils put up everywhere back then. The footage was monitored remotely, 7 miles away, Middlesbrough, 1 operator, 16 screens. On March 14th, the operator's shift began at 10 p.m. At 10:34, the Thornaby Road camera looked the same as it always had. At 10:41, it didn't. The operator noticed immediately. The angle was wrong. The camera had been turned. Before anyone could reposition it, the call came through. Someone had been hurt on Thornaby Road.
His name was Jason Reilly, 32 years old. He worked nights, stacking shelves at an Asda 3 miles away. He didn't own a car. Most nights he took the bus. Then he walked the last stretch home. Always the same route. Down Thornaby, left on Leven, third house on the right. That night, he never made it to Leven Street. A resident found him just after 10:50 p.m., lying on the pavement, near the lamppost opposite number 51. He was conscious, bleeding from the side of his head. His jacket was torn at the shoulder. His phone was gone. An ambulance arrived. He was taken to University Hospital of North Tees. Police arrived 11 minutes later. The first thing they did was request the CCTV footage. The camera was still pointing at the wall.
The recorded footage was reviewed the next morning. At 10:37 and 22 seconds, the image begins to shift, slowly, smoothly. The movement is controlled. It takes 11 seconds for the camera to complete the turn. At 10:37:33, it stops, locked on the wall. At 10:41, Jason Reilly passes through the edge of the frame, less than 2 seconds. That is the last time he appears on any camera. There were no other CCTV feeds covering that stretch of road. The nearest working camera faced the wrong direction. No dash cams, no phone footage, no doorbell cameras. Not in 2009, not on that street. The attack happened sometime between 10:41 and 10:50. The camera saw none of it.
Cleveland police requested a technical review. The system was standard for the time. Pan, tilt, zoom. Cameras could be controlled remotely or set to automated patrols. The Thornaby Road camera had no patrol pattern. It was fixed. It hadn't moved in 3 years. The operator on duty said he didn't touch it. He hadn't even selected that feed until after it had already moved. The system logs were examined. At 10:37:19, a command was sent to camera TR09. Pan left 70 degrees. The command was processed. The camera moved. But the command didn't come from the Middlesbrough control room. It came from an external IP address.
The IP address was traced to a public access point, a library, Stockton Central Library, Church Road. The library closed at 8 p.m. that day. After hours, the building's Wi-Fi was still active, left on for staff systems and security. The guest network was not password protected, not uncommon in 2009. Someone accessed the council's CCTV system remotely. They used login credentials that should not have existed outside the control room. The login had been created 2 months earlier. It had never been used, never flagged. The username was maintenance_02. No one at the council remembered authorizing it.
Jason Reilly spent 2 nights in hospital. A fractured cheekbone, a concussion, 6 stitches along his temple. He told police he didn't see who hit him. He said it happened fast. He was walking, heard footsteps, turned, then nothing. He couldn't describe them, couldn't say if it was one person or more. His phone was never recovered. His wallet was still in his pocket. Nothing else was taken. He was asked if he had enemies, anyone who might want to hurt him. He said no. 2 weeks later, he moved out of Stockton. No one from his old street knew where he went.
Cleveland police treated the incident as assault and robbery. They reviewed CCTV from Stockton Central Library. The internal cameras were offline that week. Scheduled maintenance, real maintenance, council approved. They interviewed residents along Thornaby Road. No one reported seeing anything. No one heard anything unusual. They examined Jason Reilly's background. No criminal record, no outstanding debts, no known disputes. He had worked at Asda for 4 years, described as quiet, kept to himself. Investigators returned to the CCTV system. No other cameras showed signs of interference. Only TR-09, only that night. They never identified who created the maintenance_02 login. The case file remained open. No arrests were made. The camera on Thornaby Road was repositioned the next day. It still works, still watches the same stretch of pavement. The council changed their passwords, added 2-factor authentication, restricted remote access. But the login was deleted before anyone could trace it further. Jason Reilly never spoke to the press, never gave interviews, never asked for updates. Sometimes a crime is solved because of what cameras see, sometimes because of what they don't, and sometimes someone makes sure they're not looking. If you know anything about what happened on Thornaby Road in March 2009, Cleveland police can still be contacted. Case reference 09/034/771. Subscribe for more stories that stayed quiet.